What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I know we don't like Mondays, but damn, we're here, you guys. We are here. Hit that like. Make sure when you're coming in, you're hitting the like, you guys. Make sure when you're coming in, you're hitting the likes. It's been a long weekend, you guys. I'm sorry I didn't spend much time with you guys. But sometimes it's good to fresh, restart, reset, right? So we're going to let a few more people get in here. Let's do our little roll call of our early birds. The people that have come up in here early. Let me see what we got. Gotta see who we got. What's up, Holly? I haven't seen Holly in a minute. Holly, where you been, Holly? Holly's been hiding out or something. Y'all see I'm trying to grow my little struggling beard. Oh, hold up. Oh, why I don't see you guys? Chat. Hold on. I don't know why I can't see the chat room. Really weird. Oh, hold on. Let me try something. I don't know, for some reason I'm not seeing the chat room, but it's all good. I'm going to, give me a second. I want to acknowledge everybody that came in early, y'all. So hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So I acknowledge all my powerful people that come in early and show me love, man. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to acknowledge you, but I'm just first trying to make sure I can see. I don't know. Sometimes if you don't use Google Chrome, Safari does some weird stuff, man. We're going to let a few more people get in here. We're going to go into this conversation. We got some cool ones today. You guys know I always like to talk about stuff that is monumental to the community, as far as like things that are really, really groundbreaking and make you think, that has to do with the Black community. And I thought this story would be a real interesting one. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me see who we got in here. Beautiful Monday over here, East Side. Let's see, who is that? This damn thing. Dolores is in the house. What's up, Dolores? Let me see. Holly. Holly said, your daughters have been in the hospital, Holly? Blessings to your daughters, Holly. Blessings to your daughters. Man, I am so sorry to hear that. Lisa, what's up? Happy Monday, Lisa. Damaged Kisses, what's up? all my normal people, man. Damaged Kisses always comes in. We always love that. She comes in and shows love every time, all the time. We like that. We appreciate you, Damaged Kisses. Let's see. Is it Elac 8501. What's up, Elac? Make sure when you guys are coming in, you're hitting the thumbs up, you guys. Please, thank you. Thumbs up, and then let's boost those hearts up and hit those hearts. We're gonna get into this story, man. It's a crazy one, man. It is truly a crazy one, but it's pretty interesting. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this down a little bit so it doesn't overpower my conversation. Now, these stories are interesting, you guys, because of what we're dealing with in the world now. Everything is so crazy. What's going on, Timothy? Timothy, what's happening, brother? How's the job going, Timothy? Okay, we're about to get into this story, you guys. Now, I hope you guys remember too, before we get started, I did state that I would be doing a weekly cleanup thing with my channel. And, you know, it's just something that I'm going to do on a weekly basis. Hey, what's up, Shoe Leather? Good afternoon, Nita, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, what's up, Nita? Yeah. She says she's sending prayers to Holly. Yeah, Holly, we're all sending prayers to you. Brother Timothy, what's happening? Thank you for the $5 donation, Sadai. I'm good. I haven't seen you in a minute, Sadai. It's been a minute. Where you been? Yeah, I'm not really congested, CC, but when I don't get proper sleep, yeah, it happens. Okay, so let's get into this story, you guys. These stories, and like I said, these are interesting stories, man. So let's get into it. Now, you know, we sit here in the U.S., right? We have people that are so worried about. I'm sorry. And the CC did say, Stone, you sound congested. Yes, CC, I am, CC. I didn't have my tea this morning. And a lot of times if I don't sleep, being a vocalist, we have to get the right proper rest or our vocals are not going to sound the way they should. You listen to a lot of singers, they're always clearing their throat like that. We always do that because we're not getting enough rest. So let's get into this. Now, we sit here, you guys, and we worry about what's going on in the US of A all the time. Do we not? Do we not worry about what's going on in the US? Right? As African Americans, the biggest worry is the racism in the US. We never sit back and worry about other countries because some people think if you go to another country, you have nothing to worry about, right? That's what most people, I'll move out of the US. We'll go to Germany. I'll go to Russia. I'll go to Spain, right? We're not going to have no racism. That's what most people think. You're going to move to another country, that's going to curb the racism. But it doesn't always work that way. More than likely, it doesn't work that way. It might be cool for a minute, but what you're going to find out is you've just pretty much taken yourself out of one situation and put yourself in possibly a worse situation, which is why you have to study countries. You can't just think you're going to get up and go to another country and life is going to be better. That's what you assume, right? That's what we would all assume. I'm going to leave the U.S. as a black person. I'm going to go. Now, go there. If you're going to go somewhere, go to Africa, okay? If you're going to go, go to Africa. Because all those folks look like you. Because even if you went to India, they still going to be racist against you, even though they just as black as you. I'm just keeping it 100. Check this out. Black woman flees the U.S. We're going to get into the story. She flees U.S. racism only to be brutally attacked in Russia. I'm just saying, you guys, after leaving America seeking refuge from discrimination, she faces a violent hate from neighbors exposing racism's global reach. I mean, shit. Y'all think it's just in the U.S., man. You guys really think it's just in the U.S., don't y'all? Y'all think, oh, no, we good. We're going to pack our bags. We're going to go to Russia. It's going to be good in Russia. Or Russia's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect in Russia. No. Not what you think. Not what you think. Let's get into the story, you guys, which is a crazy story. A black American woman who relocated to Russia to escape what she called pervasive racism in the U.S. has suffered a violent attack at the hands of racist neighbors in Moscow. Now, you remember the time when, that country was talking about, oh, black people come here, they found the black Jesus, showed the black Jesus and all that. I mean, they're doing the most. Oh, black people come here. They were doing that for a minute. I don't know if this lady at that time, I don't know if she was like, it's time for me to get up and ghost. But here's the crazy part about it. It says a brutal contradiction to the safety she once praised. She was actually born in the USSR. She was born there, and I guess she went back to relocate. Frances Villa, her name doesn't even sound black. She sounds Hispanic or some other race, but she's a black woman who appeared in the 2020 RT documentary, Black in the USSR, had declared at that time, I feel free living in Russia. She said, I feel free, you guys. I feel free in the USSR. I feel free. Yes, give us free. That's what she said, y'all. I'm only saying what she said. She said, I feel free. I'm like, okay. She said, I feel free. Damn. She said, because in Russia, no matter what time it is, I can walk outside and I'm safe. She said, it doesn't matter. When she's over there in that country, she can walk outside and she is safe. She was 100% confident about this, you guys. She felt complete. A black woman in USSR. Now, I'm not saying there's not black people there. There's a lot of black people there. But she said she felt safe. Said she could walk outside. She said, but 5 years later, after being there, she posted a heartbreaking video detailing, listen to this, a racist assault against her and her baby, shattering that illusion as reported by the New York Post. Now, you got to remember, this sister moved there without a man with her. That's what it sounds like to me, because it didn't say anything about the man being attacked. It said her and her baby was attacked. So not only did she relocate, she also relocated as a single black woman without a man with her. So you guys want to relocate to different countries, black men, black women? Why not go to Africa? Why not? I'm just saying, it's worth a try. If you're going to go somewhere and you don't want nobody calling you out of your name and being biased towards you, why not go back to Africa? Now, I'm not saying that like somebody of a different race would say. I'm saying it with a term of endearment. Why not all black people just at least visit Africa to see and do a comparison as to how you are treated? If you're feeling like, and we're feeling like we're not properly being treated right, why not go back to Africa? Y'all, come on, I'm just saying. I mean, they say it to us all the time, do they not? Go back to Africa. Why not? Why don't we just go explore for ourselves and see how it is for ourselves, for those of you that haven't been? Because going to Russia, going to India, going to Spain, going to all these countries that you know that a lot of African Americans are not welcome, what do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think is going to happen? Y'all think they're going to open the red carpet and be like, yeah, come on, y'all. Come on, we love y'all. We love black Americans. No, they're not. Maybe you should research what goes on in those countries before you go. Maybe you should talk to the black people in those countries and ask them whether they're experienced for the ones that have been born and raised there. Samaray said, I want to visit Momamba. Yes. Welcome, Samaria, I'm sorry. Welcome. Listen, that's a good place to go. Why not? Visit it. Listen, we're only going to live once. Why not enjoy our time doing what we love to do? Lisa, thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you, Mr. Paxton. You're welcome. Lisa, I appreciate you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And Sadai, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you guys appreciating me. But I'm asking a serious question. Why do we want to visit all these countries? That's like me. Now, I love, there's Asian people in my family. There's Asian in my blood. There's all kinds of other stuff in my family blood. But would I settle down, honestly, I got a friend who lives in Thailand. Would I just settle and make my life Thailand? Or would I settle and make my life Japan? Or would I settle and make my life? I don't know if I would, because I know that I would still have to deal with a certain amount of racism. Although I get along with everybody, I know that I'm going to have to deal with a certain amount of racism. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And I'm into life and culture and people. And you hear me saying what I say. I know that I will still have to deal with a certain amount of racism. We yell racism here in the US, and we pack our bags and we head somewhere to a country that we know nothing about, and we think that it's going to be perfect for us, that they're going to cater to our needs of non-racism. They don't really give a fuck. And you can't expect for them to give a fuck. I'm just saying, you guys, think about what I'm saying. You can't expect for them to give a chuck. Scorpio, thank you for the $50 donation. Scorpio, say happy people in the chat. Yes, Scorpio, happy people. You guys welcome Scorpio in. She's one of my biggest channel donators. You know, I always have to show her love because she really does that thing, man. And I just cannot not do a video and not mention her name because she truly comes in here and she shows a huge amount of love. And she's saying to me, hey, Stone, I appreciate the time that you take to come on here and give us these stories that we don't know about. I appreciate your time that you take to discipline yourself to sit down in front of this camera and talk to us. Thank you, Scorpio, for always being so kind and generous and considerate and respectful to the time that I give by showing this much love. And I do appreciate you, trust me. We're always thinking of what we can do special for Scorpio, me and my moderators. We're always talking about you. So we appreciate you, okay? So listen, you guys, I want you to understand, I suggest every African American who has never had a chance to leave the US and go to Africa to experience that. You yell racism, but you're scared to experience learning about your background history. And I get it. Some people say, well, nobody knows who their ancestors are anymore. Nobody has no connection to Africa anymore, right? I understand that. I understand that. But if you never experience what your forefathers experienced, you're never going to know some of your history, you guys. You're never going to know. Let's get back into this story. Villa, her name is Villa. Villa, who was born in Russia. Now, she was born in Russia, so maybe that's what made her feel that endearment. Like, I got to go back to my country where I'm respected as a black person. I didn't get treated like this as a black person, but what she forgot was she was a kid. So when you're a kid, certain stuff you don't see unless it's directly impacted through school and, kids in school. If you don't see it, then you don't believe it exists. If it doesn't happen to you at a young age, you don't think it exists. So thank you for the $2 donation, super chat. Scorpio speaking facts is good. Yes, it is. And I don't get on this channel. I really try to make sure I do my proper research before I give any information. But we know that the mainstream media is not going to share stories like this. It's imperative. There's somebody sitting around. It's imperative that these stories are shared. There's somebody sitting around planning on moving some African Americans thinking about uprooting their life and moving to Russia or to a place where they're going to possibly have worse racism than they have here. See, here's my thing. The worst part about racism is when you think there isn't any, and then you get that surprise. If this video can help create enlightenment, then I've done some of the jobs that I should have been doing by just posting and talking about the subject. Villa was born in Russia and was raised in the U.S. from a young age. She moved to Moscow. So from a young age, she moved to Moscow seeking refuge from American discrimination. So she was raised in the U.S. She was born in Russia and raised in the U.S. There it is. And then she moved back to Moscow seeking refuge from American discrimination. Now, here's the thing. I'm kind of confused by this, and I'll explain to you why. Seeking American discrimination after an unsettling encounter with the police. She shared footage of her injuries after attack, which she said was racially motivated. The assault adds cruel irony to her story, as she had previously lauded Russia as a racial haven compared to the U.S. So she was boasting Russia like this is the place to be, black folks. I'm going there because I get treated good. When I get there, they're not going to treat me like they treat black people in America. She was convinced. She was convinced. She was sold on the fact that if she went back to a place that she was born, there was no racism. How, I'm not going to say ignorant because I wouldn't say that she's ignorant. I wouldn't use that word. But I'll say, how fantasy world is that? She was living in a fantasy world. She truly believed that if she went to Russia, there was going to be no racism. She must don't know. I done seen documentaries on how Russia get down with their racism. The attack underscores the global reality of racism, challenging Villa's earlier claims that Russia offered a true escape. She really believed that Russia offered an escape from racism. In her video, she describes the assault as a devastating betrayal, particularly because it happened in the country she believed would protect her. She already had a situation in the U.S. with the police. I guess she was, she had injuries from dealing with the police, and then that's when she made her decision, I'm moving back to Russia. Now, I don't know. Work with me, you guys. I'm about to share something with you. She felt betrayed by the country that she had a birthright from. I'm going to say something to you guys, and I want you to think about this. Could it be that sometimes we bring those energies to ourselves? Does it not matter where we move? It doesn't matter where we move, neighborhood, country, borough. Does it matter? If that thought isn't, if I'm thinking somebody's going to be racist towards me, am I not bringing that energy to myself? Am I not calling out that energy from the universe? Think about it for a moment. Am I not calling that energy out? Because for her to something happened to her in New York City with the police, and she goes all the way to Russia and shit happens again. Is that not something she's manifesting inside? Now, I'm only telling you from me being a person of manifestation, and I operate in the spiritual realm all the time. Operate in the spiritual realm all the time. Hit the hearts, you guys. Hit the hearts. And if you're coming in the live, please, the thumbs up, please. I operate in the spiritual realm. So one thing I do know, I always tell people I operate in the fifth dimension at all times. So if you're thinking about racist situations, you're going to keep bringing, it doesn't matter where you're at, you guys. And if you truly want to experience something, and I'm not saying you would not even experience it in Africa, because even some African people look down on American black people, but at least you look more like them. If you were to go to Africa, you look more like them. But if you're going, it doesn't matter where you go. If I get up and I go to Spain and I had a racist experience, right? I'm putting that into the universe. That means everywhere I go, I'm thinking somebody's going to be racist towards you. I'm putting it in my head every day, right? You're saying that. That person is saying that. How many times you met friends who always seem to get into shit everywhere they go? And you say to yourself, I can't even hang with that person. And it seems like they always get into the same situation all the time. And you say to yourself, one day you wake up and say, I can't even hang with this person anymore. Every time we go somewhere, there's always an issue. And then that person calls you, say, you know what happened to me last night? This happened, that happened. Man, I was going there and all of a sudden this situation happened. Man, I went off, I got upset. And you say to yourself, wow, it seems like everywhere I go with this person, things happen. And it seems like when I'm not around this person, the same problem happens. I got a friend, and for years, this guy, I promise you guys, it's like trouble follows this guy. God bless his heart. He's a great person deep inside. But since I've known him since he was young, trouble follows him consistently. I realized that I can't be around this person because Even at his young age, he was always in trouble. I was constantly trying to keep him out of trouble. I have another friend. Now, trouble don't follow him, but accidents follow him. Literally, if you're with him, you're going to get in a car accident. He has accidents like people drink water. I was with him 2 times. He was in a car accident. Something almost happened to me. I stopped hanging with him. His mother passed away around him. His father was with him in a truck and it flipped. I said, yeah, I can't hang with him. I believe that some people have, I'm not going to say a curse, but some people have certain energies around them. You have to be careful, because also certain people think so much negative that becomes what their daily life is. I believe this lady here, she was looking for a racist situation. Now, I hate to say that. I'm just telling you from my experience. When she woke up in the morning, she was expecting racist stuff to happen. When she looked at somebody, she felt like they was looking at her racist. And that turned into a racist moment because she put that into the universe. Because it happens that way. When you're somebody that doesn't do wrong things, but you think about the police all the time, the police seems to always be behind you in traffic. And you have no reason to even think about it, because you're not doing anything bad. But I'm showing you how you can manifest these things into your life. It's just too much of a coincidence. How did she go from New York City? Think about this. Clear across the globe to Russia. And then 5 years later, that happens. Would you call that a coincidence? Or would you just call that pure divine manifestation? I don't know. It just seems strange as freak to me. Let's get into reading. Villa's experience also contradicts the narrative pushed by Russian state media, which has often portrayed Russia as a free of systematic racism. That's what Russia was trying to say. And claim her ordeal painfully disproves the incidents. Also raises questions about the safety of Black expatriates in Russia, where hate crimes against minorities have been documented but often downplayed by authorities. So if something happens in Russia, do you think you're going to get the justice you get in the USA? Let me ask you something. If you move to Russia tomorrow and something happens to you in Russia as a Black person, NAACP ain't in Russia. What you think gonna happen? You think the Black people gonna uprise in Russia to protect you? Hell no. They're not. The Russian situation is no joke, and they don't play over there. So you're putting yourself in harm's way. But know that everywhere you go, there's gonna be racism. So why uproot just because of one situation that you had with the police? And then you say, I'm gonna go to Russia, this is gonna be better. They're gonna treat Black people great. We're gonna be good. There's no systematic racism in Russia. We're gonna be good. Come on, Black folks, let's go to Russia. Listen, let's continue to read. This comes at a time when more Black Americans are aiming to leave the U.S. as racism, inequality, and violence from the rights are on the rise. So because we feel like it's on the rise, our answer to the equality is to go to a country that looks like the same people you're claiming that are oppressing you in the U.S. Does that make sense to you? Because racism is on the rise in the U.S., I say, let me go to a country where it still looks like the same people that have been suppressing me and being racist towards me. I'm just going to go there and hope that these people, because they're not Americans, they don't have the American on the front of their name, they're going to treat me any better. You might as well, Sister Villa, have just went to Africa, baby girl, and just called it a day. Villa's story serves as a grime reminder that racism knows no boundaries or borders, and that the search for true refuge remains fraught with a risk. Fraught with a risk, you guys. It ain't going nowhere. So why even get up and run over to a country thinking that this country is going to... I could give you some stories about Russia. I've seen stories about black people visiting Russia. I've seen stories about black people that live in, they deal with. I wonder why she didn't research the black people that live. All you got to do is look on YouTube, look up stories. That's all you got to do. The stories are there. Like, there's no reason for anyone to be ignorant. I get that we want to live in a place that's more peaceful but the true battle with racism starts, first of all, with us. If I'm going around expecting somebody to always be racist towards me, then I'm asking for that to happen all the time. It's plain we see it as African Americans and black people of all races, black people of all races from every country. We know it when we see it, but it doesn't mean we have to wake up thinking it every day. Because when you wake up thinking it every day, you do manifest that in your daily life. And then you could be at a store and all of a sudden you done got into a situation with somebody that wasn't even meant for that to happen. But because you're carrying that with you, you're expecting that. So you're calling that out. You're calling it out. Well, I know you probably don't look at it like that, but you're calling those spirits out. And you probably think, oh, Stone's over here talking crazy, man. You're calling those spirits out. I'm just saying. Get those likes up, the thumbs up, you guys. Hit the likes. It should be more thumbs up. If you guys are coming and hitting those thumbs up, there we go. Hold on. So Lisa said Target. Scorpio said, I definitely will not be going to Russia. Me either. Scorpio, me either, because it's like, what's the point, right? It's like, we already know what we're dealing with. Shoe leather say you can't, from racism, it's everywhere. Exactly, you can't run from it. So I'm like, why are you gonna, something happens in New York and you think you're just gonna get up and go to Russia? I mean, I think that's some comedy for you, to be honest. You get up and go to Russia? Of all the places you could have went, you went to Russia. Honestly, had I went somewhere, I probably wouldn't have went to Spain. Kirex said, different types of racism. Can you imagine there's people who's racist in to their own people? Just because they speak a different dialect or exactly, village, exactly. And that was my point of saying, if you go to Africa, it doesn't mean that those black folks in Africa ain't gonna be looking at you like, wow, y'all black Americans coming to Africa. We don't need y'all here. Who's to say they're not gonna think that? But at least you're amongst people that look like you. Did I say that right? X-Curex? T-Rex said that's where they're holding black Jesus high. Yeah, exactly, T-Rex. I know. Talking about there's no systematic racism in Russia. That's what they said. I don't know. Damaged Kisses said, that's why I say hi and bye. I'm passing and keep moving along. What's up? What's up, Damaged Kisses? XQX said, everywhere you go is going to be more or less the same problems. I do believe this. XQX said, or keep distance from their issues because you got to take care of your own well-being as well as can help no one when you're not at, exactly. Lisa said, my circle is small, Damaged Kisses. Oh, you guys are talking. Damaged Kisses said, that's why I have little real life friends. Most of them are acquaintances. I cannot anymore. I actually enjoy going to shows alone because I cannot vote whenever I want. And you guys are talking about something else, I guess. One Shoe Leather said, it's best to stay away from people that is always in trouble. Listen. Yeah, I see. That's probably what Damaged Kisses was talking about. Damaged Kisses said, words are like spells. Yes, if you technically, but yes, our thoughts and words. Yeah, because here's the thing, you guys. Do you believe that she did not manifest that? I mean, just think, that's just way too much of a coincidence. Luke Hudson, what's up, family? What's up? It's always good to see Brother Luke in here. XQX said, yep, it's jarring as hell, hearing and being treated like that, especially people who look like you. Listen, my thing on this channel is not to make really this about a racist thing ever. It's really more about waking people up to have a legitimate conversation about racist issues. Do you see what I'm saying? To have conversation about racist issues. That's really what my wake up is. to have conversations about racist issues. I do believe that if you're walking around with that in your head, like, oh, people don't like me. People, that person looked at me weird. They probably don't like black people. I do believe when you do that, you open up a portal for issues. Someone said, it makes sense. YouTube be doing too much sometimes, all love. Lisa said it's all educational. Yes. My thing is the conversation. Because if people can, think about this, if people can come here and have conversations, and they know they can come here to this channel and have an honest conversation without anybody judging them, does that not make it easier for us to understand each other? Right? What I love about my channel, I've actually had people come in here that weren't black who gave their real opinions, and I love that. I love that shit, you guys. I loved it because they came in here and they gave their honest opinions, and I said, listen, it's okay. We're all here to learn from each other. That is the real true beginning of understanding of how to at least have a conversation about racist subjects. Because they have pinned different races. They pinned us against each other, you guys. Y'all do know that's what's going on, right? This is the governmental thing. Got people going at each other. So how do we stop that? We have a conversation about the things that need to be talked about. And we have to be willing to listen to each other. Luke Hudson said, that's the truth, brother. We have to understand all sides. Exactly, brother Luke. Thank you for that. XQX said, dialogue and provoking thought, exchanging thoughts and ideas, maybe opposing respectfully, needs to be encouraged more. It does, because you know what? I hope I'm saying it right. XQX, as soon as we start, here's the problem with people of different races, of all different races. Let's just call it for what it is. As soon as we start having these kind of conversations, people shut down. Nobody wants to hear these conversations. Thus is our real problem. That is the real problem. When I can say, why do you think I don't let people not speak their truth on this channel? Akira, okay, Akira, thank you. That's why I let people come on this channel and speak their truth. As long as they're not in here disrespectful and they're not in here acting crazy. What's up, Victory? It's good to see you. As long as they come in here and they can say whatever they want to say, as long as it's not being racist, like out front just trying to be racist, but they're coming in here with honesty and telling the truth from their community. Do you remember the white guy that came in here and told us some deep stuff? I don't know if you guys were on here. And he was sharing about his community, and I thanked that guy. I said, man, listen, thank you for coming in here being honest, because that's the kind of stuff we need to be able to understand each other. And then we got to be honest back to our counter partners, because under it all, under this skin, we're all made alike, whether you want to accept it or not. We don't have to live alike, but we got to fucking learn how to live together. That's a for sure damn thing. Scorpio said, I would choose to like people from a distance, for a distance will shield me. I agree with that too, Scorpio. I've been a person of distance. CC said the guy was from Germany. Honesty, Lisa said honesty is a policy. Scorpio, this guy came in here from Germany, and CC remembers, and he shared his honest opinion. And you know what? I told him, I said, thank you. I can't remember what it was, but it was very deep. And he shared his opinion about Caucasian people and versus what's going on in America and how they think. He kind of placed his opinions on. He was being very honest. And I thanked him for that. I thanked him for that, because this is how you have a real conversation to get to some sort of understanding. Because before there's change, it has to be understanding. You guys believe that? Carrick said it's because they take it as a personal attack on their character, but really and truly, it's just presenting another perspective as long as it's respectful, right? So that German guy said, he said, I don't have a problem. I understand that. He was saying that, you know, white people have done a lot of fucked up stuff. He said, I understand. He said, that's why I don't have a problem with listening when people say stuff. He said, I understand they've been through a lot of shit. But we can never have candid conversations like this, because as soon as we do, as a black person, we're ridiculed for speaking our truth. And then black people got to be able to listen to white people too. And then other races kind of fit in between there. Hispanic people got to understand, you're not white and you're not black. You fit in the same mold as black people. We all got to be able to sit down and have a conversation. But when black people can listen, because also black people have a thing they do, y'all. I'm going to be honest now. We got to learn how to listen. Because when we finally get people sitting in a room and now we're having a conversation like this, we have to also listen. It can't just be about us not listening. We have to listen. Once we get our points out, we have to listen to what they say. This could be in the job, anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you're having a conversation at the job about this same subject. Victory said, I've been through a lot, but we say something, we have to keep quiet and they get to say whatever. Now, that's my issue, Victory. That's why I'm saying this has to stop. Barbara said it's called playing the race card. You guys have seen on this channel when I mention certain things, there's people that will come in here and get upset and say, here we go again. One Shoe Leather said, just my opinion, racism has gotten worse since we have certain people in Washington that has caused it. We weren't always this way. One Shoe Leather, it hasn't gotten worse. It's always been that way. They just have a voice. They feel like they have a voice. Because think about it. It didn't get worse. It was still there. They just weren't activating it in public. They were still doing it behind closed doors. Kira said, there's a lot of division in recent years. We are even more divided. Yes, we are. And that was by the design. Scorpio said, Mr. Paxton, honesty is always good. We are here to learn from all. Yes, we are. Thank you, Scorpio. We're here to learn, you guys, and that's the real key. And we can all learn from each other. CC, thank you for the super chat, Boba. CC. CC and Cambodian Mystique and that Boba. Time said, hope all is well, family. Never lose faith in the Lord, especially in yourself. The true work is what you put into yourself and always be able to give and have an understanding heart. Thank you, Brother Time. You know, Brother Time always chimes in. Barbara said, they are emboldened. Yes, they are. Sadai Ali said, I will never go to Russia, and I had one throw me out a Uber because I was black. In Russia, you did? Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, where did that happen at, Sadai? The Bar Candy Cola said, everyone has some sort of trauma, and that affects them differently. Objectively, some can be worse, but we shouldn't compare. No, this is not about comparison, and that's where the problem is. You see, this is what I'm saying. As soon as we get into me saying what I said, y'all see how we do? This is the problem with us black folks. As soon as I say black people, we got to listen too. And I say white people, we got to listen. Somebody got to always give a but. That's always the but. That's why things can never get better. There's a but on the white side. There's a but on the black side. There's a but on every other race side. So I said, over here in America, he was a Russian. Wow, that's crazy. We got to stop the buts, you guys. The B. Cardian, am I saying that right? Cardian Cola said, everyone has some sort of trauma. They do. That's true. That affects them differently. Objectively, some can be worse, but we shouldn't compare. Some can be worse, but this is not about being worse. Y'all got to hear what I'm saying. What I am saying here is we got to be able to have a comment. Y'all think about what I'm saying. We're not going to be here another 80 years. Us black folks that's on there. Another 50 years. Some of us maybe not another 20 years. What do we do with the grandkids, y'all? What do we do with the kids? What do we tell them? See, y'all don't understand. This is bigger than that. What advice do we leave these kids when we're gone to deal with this shit? That's why we're talking. How do we teach them how to deal with it? We can't teach them how to deal with it with anger, because that right there is not going to solve shit. How do we teach them how to deal with what they're going to do? They're going to deal with some stuff and possibly worse than what we did. Kira said, honestly, the advent of the internet has allowed random people to say absolutely anything with no tact or decorum, when in real life, there's social necessities before you go off on them about their views. Exactly. And you know what, Kira, that's why when people come in here, I don't go off on them unless they're coming here being trolls and doing stupid stuff. But if they come in here and they're having a real conversation, I tell my moderators, leave what they're saying. I like what let them speak their truth. Because suppressing how a person feels, they're speaking from whatever they have been through. And then if I could speak what I've been through, and somehow in the middle we can understand each other. What is real? What is racism? You know what racism really is? It's when you don't really understand another race, their background and culture, and you form an opinion of being biased because you really haven't spent no time with that person. How many times have we not liked somebody? Let me show you something. How many, Lisa said, right, Stone, how many times have we not liked a person at work for no reason? I'm going to show you something. It doesn't matter if they black, white, what Mexican, didn't matter. We just say, I don't like, you tell your friend, I don't know, something about them I don't like. How many of us have done that? Chanelli said also when we refuse to understand. Chanelli, you are correct. Chanelli, are you subscribed to my channel? The name looks familiar. I think you are. I'm not sure. And if you're not, thank you for being a subscriber. How many of us, think about it. Come on, y'all. Let's be real with each other. How many of us have said, I don't like her. That girl, that new girl, I don't know something about her. I just don't like her. Time says, Stone, it doesn't have to be at work. We grew up in grace. No, I'm saying in general. I'm saying y'all got to listen to me. Everybody will talk, but y'all won't quite listen to me. Y'all just jump to commenting when y'all haven't quite listened. Chanelli said, I'm not, but I've been in a few times. So, oh, thank you, Chanelli. I appreciate you. I'm not saying just at work. I'm saying in life. How many times have we said, I don't like somebody? Y'all don't think that's a form of racism? Y'all don't think that's a form of racism? You don't even like the person for no reason. I've had people say they didn't like me for no reason. Some people told me that my friend don't really like you. I'm like, why? I didn't do nothing to your friend. Victor said, just because you don't like somebody doesn't give you the right to harass them, and this is where the rule. Yes. Listen, let me tell you something. Akira said, but put it perfectly. We're all just humans facing the same harsh world. We all start off in different places, having different sufferings and privileges, but we are united. Exactly. Because under this skin, we bleed the same. Brother Time said that is definitely racism. Holly said, I have too, Holly, when I was younger. Listen, I got a friend and her son-in-law, I'm guilty of it too when I was younger. Her son-in-law never liked me from the time he met me. Now, I want y'all to hear this. Damaged Kiss said, I've said that about random people I don't quite know yet. I don't like that person, but it's because I can feel their energy. So in those instances, I keep my distance unless I haven't noticed. I do too, but think about this here. The Bible says we walk in the spirit. Vince Jackson, I'm going to hold my peace today and not go off, but get your monkey ass off of my live with that weird ass shit. You must be fruity, because anybody got to say somebody's fruity. It means that you're really fruity and you're looking for confirmation. So go be fruity, my friend, because that shit is real strange. Moderators, block that dumbass monkey looking motherfucker off my channel. Get me started. Don't get me started on here. Don't even do it. This dude gonna come here and talk about fruity when apparently you gotta be fruity. Where did that word come from? Don't reflect your words on me, brother. Be careful. Sadai said, but sometimes you can feel things, Stoney. Well, you got to remember, I meditate and chant every day. So I move in the spirit every day. But what I've learned is not to judge people, because that same judgment passed on that you're passing will be passed on to you. It's okay to feel the spirit. It don't mean you got to be tight with that person. I'm only talking about judging them. Like you don't like them, like you don't know them not to like them. Now you could say their spirit feels rather strange, but to say you don't like them, it's kind of like over the top, because they haven't given you a reason not to like them. But you can say spiritually, I'm not vibing with their spirit. That's okay. But saying you don't like, think about what I'm saying. That's a form of racism, because you judging somebody that could probably be the nicest person in the world. My friend's son-in-law, from the time he met me, never liked me. Now think about this. From the time I went to their barbecue and I walked in the backyard, he never liked me. Never gave him a reason not to. Always speak to him. And for 2 years, he never spoke once to me. Somebody close to me, their son-in-law does not like me. And he's never had a reason. So then when he finally, I guess his wife must have noticed that he wasn't speaking to me through the 2 years. And she asked him, like, how come you don't speak to Stone? He's always speaking to you. Let me tell you what he said. When I came to the party, I brought a friend of mine with me because I was out and about and that friend was with me. I was invited to the barbecue. Here's the reason why he said he didn't like me. Because I brought somebody to the party with me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is that a reason not to like a person? Now, he didn't say he didn't like me, but he's pretty much said that's what his problem was with me. Seems to me he was making a problem because there wasn't really a problem. I didn't think there was a problem. Personally, I didn't think there was a problem, but he felt like there was a problem, you guys. And so he didn't like me. And to this day, he still doesn't like me. So guess what I started doing? When I saw that he didn't speak to me, I stopped speaking to him as well. Why? Why am I going to keep giving my energy now? It doesn't mean that I dislike him. It just means that I'm going to give him the same energy that he gave to me. And that is, he's not speaking to me, so why am I going to speak to him? But it doesn't mean I don't like him. It just means that I'm not going to speak to him. So when you say you don't like somebody, that's a very strong, heavy word. That is borderline, not borderline. That's pretty much walking on the line of racism. I would respect spiritually. I'm not vibing with him. Now, the B Cardi said, Cola said, you can't let everyone into your space. And we know that. So what's your point? We know that. That's why you walk in the spirit. And spiritually, if you know somebody. See, here's what I learned about a lot of you people, man. A lot of you people that talk that shit like that. Kira, exactly, I tried. Time said in his mind, it was a reason not to like you. Thank you, Brother Time. That's exactly what I said. Reason not to like you, but it had to do something else in my mind listening to the, yeah, because I didn't do anything to him at all. He just didn't like, and to this day, he still don't. So I don't give a fuck. It's not like he's doing anything to change my narrative. I was like, okay, fine. He's just got hate in his heart for himself, not for me. The B Cardian Cola said, you can't just let anyone into your space. Well, that's relevant. We know that. Once again, people, I notice people will, you'll have people get on YouTube and everybody speaks like they just spiritually on point. But the average person doesn't even pray 2 times a day. Most of them pray once when they go to bed. And some people don't pray at all no more. So I'll ask you guys a question. What are you doing to keep your spiritual atonement up? We talk spirituality. What are you doing to keep your spiritual atonement up? Don't tell me you're reading the Bible, but are you meditating on the word of the Bible? That's good if you are. But we're talking about spiritual now. What are you doing to fuel your spiritual side of who you are? Just saying you can't let everybody around you ain't enough. You just can't let everybody around you. That ain't enough. Sadai, me 5 to 7 times. I chant, meditate. See, here's Sadai. Here's the thing. Most people don't do that. And they wonder why their spiritual is off point. But then they want to have spiritual conversations. That's the funniest part about it. Thank you. Sadai says, study, make do for others. Exactly. Marilee say, I pray all day 3 times or more meditation practice. Exactly. That is a real key. That's how I'm able to pick up on things that's why I stopped judging people. Because instead, I operate in the spirit. I don't need to tell you I don't like you. Even trolls that come on here, I just get out of my channel. But they've given me no reason necessarily not to like them. They might say little corny stuff. But I might not like their spirit, and that's a valid point. You're spiritually, something is missing. But I don't know you not to like you as a person. You could be the funniest person in the world. Sadai said, in my religion, it is a must. Sadai, my family members are Muslims, so I know. I'm just a Buddhist now. So I feel you. Time said, my grandmother always told me, if someone doesn't like you, still be cordial. Don't let them turn you into who they are. Do not reciprocate their energy. The greatest advice I've ever heard. Brother Time, Shay Hayes, what's going on, family? Hopefully you're a subscriber to the channel, Shay Hayes. What's up, April? April's in the house, you guys. April just stopped on up in here. Listen, Brother Time, I like the things that the old school folks would say. And I got respect for you, Brother Tom, and I always love when you come in here, but I got to disagree on that one. I don't agree with everything the elders say. I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like for so long, black folks have used the terminology, turn the other cheek and do all this stuff. And, you know, and it's kind of like it hasn't gotten us anywhere. It hasn't gotten us anywhere. We're still turning the other cheek. Look at the shit that goes on to what happens to us. We've been turning the cheek for over 500 years. And ain't shit happened. But if I allow my discernment and my spiritual element to operate, then I can say, you know what? Hey, you, I don't trust your spirit. Fuck you. Excuse my language, y'all. I can say that. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. I'm not messing with you. Your spirit ain't on point. I can't mess with you. But we ain't going to do what my ancestors did. We ain't doing all the turning the cheek no more. That ain't got us nowhere. It hasn't. It's the truth. Hit the hearts, you guys. Hit the hearts. One shoe leather say we're too passive. Yes, we are. And that's our problem. You guys remember you remember the I think it was in Texas where the officer lived upstairs, and the guy lived upstairs, the officer lived downstairs. She went to the wrong apartment. And she unlifed the young black gentleman. Brother Time say, I pray and I meditate to keep my mind clear. Meditating is about clearing your mind. Brother Time, I'm a Buddhist. That's all we do is meditate. That's all we do is meditate. My family, I grew up around Christians and Muslims. So I got you, Brother Time. You speaking to the preacher, bro. I am with you 100%. Damage said, my friend says, I'll find out what's up, why he doesn't like you. I told her, IDGAF, that's his problem. I don't give a. He can go and not liking me. He doesn't affect me. And exactly, I just won't go to his stream. Yeah, it's like, why you don't like me? Like people, here's Hoop Hearted at G72 Hoop Hearted. What we talking about? G72? What we talking about? Come in here, please make sense, y'all. Let's talk. Let's make sense. Come on. I done blocked probably 200-300 people coming in here on bullshit. Damage Kiss said doesn't affect me. You know, Damage Kisses is funny when people say that. Scorpio say, I will always try to be present and available. Thank you, Scorpio. Why don't we like people? You know what I learned? I had to go back to when I was younger. Like when I didn't like people, what was the reason why I didn't like people? Yeah. What was the reason why I didn't like people? And then I had to analyze when I was a teenager why I used to be that way, right? And then once I started being honest with myself, the B Cardian Cola said, stay up, sir. Keep doing what you. Thank you. I appreciate you, family. I really do. When I start being honest with myself, saying, man, I didn't like that person because they just had something special. Like when I start analyzing, when I became a grown man, I turned 21 and I got out of the childish ways and I was analyzing some of the things that were holding me back in life. Scorpio say, what people think about me is not, Scorpio, listen, that's probably the best thing I heard today. Because listen, I remember I said to myself, when I stop caring is when things will start making a difference, right? When I stop caring. So I stopped caring what people thought of me. One shoe leather said, first you have to like, exactly. I didn't think I loved myself enough when I was younger because I was too busy worrying about what I didn't like about somebody else. And that's when I figured out that's what the real problem was. I was trying to validate my accomplishments and who I was through what I saw these people were doing and what they had. And when I stopped doing that, I stopped the hate that was inside of me for other people. My greatness was my greatness. There was no reason for me to be disappointed with somebody else's greatness, but I was doing that. I was spending my time doing that. And when I turned 21, I got tired of hearing myself in conversations with people talking about other people when I was like 19 and 18. Because we all did it when we were young. I got tired of it, and I didn't want to go into it as a grown man. Oh, yeah, when Scorpio comes to the U.S., that'll be cool. With her and the kids stop by the studio, that would be so cool. Damaged Kiss said, I think he does not like me because he's boring and I'm not. There you go, Damaged Kisses. I make his streams better when I would visit. Laughing out loud. But anyway, they are way better streams than this. No, you're right. You help him. He don't see the fact that you're actually helping him. You're helping him. KGS, what's up, family? And he doesn't even see that you're really helping him. So I said, sometimes I do worry about what others say, but I really just learned how to not care. I'll be 44 in 2 weeks, don't care. No, we can't care. I mean, what are we caring about? Because if somebody is worried about or talking about us, what are we caring about? Damage Kiss said, I don't understand DJs who just play music and do not chat up their streamers. And well, yeah, if you're a DJ, you got to talk to the streamers. I wouldn't understand that either. How you a DJ and you're not talking to the people in your chat? That makes no sense. Excalibur Kane says, Stone Paxton, I listen to Love on the Dance Floor through my whole... Really, bro? In the gym? Brother, thank you, man. Are you listening on Spotify or what? Marilee said, I had to escape a whole family of people who never wanted to see me succeed in anything. Wow. I had to stop caring. Marilee, let me tell you something deep. I've never shared this with you. Do you know that all my career... that none of my family... Chef Banner in the house. Banner in the house. Welcome in. Banana Banana. Hey, listen, Marilee, did you know that... Y'all won't believe this. Brother, listen, thank you, Excalibur Kane. I appreciate you, family. Do you know that none of my family can tell you one of my songs that are out as a single? Do you know that none of my family has supported my music career at all, even from a kid? I don't know why. None of them. But if they see me on TV, then I get random calls or people say, oh, that's my uncle, that's my cousin. But nobody supported my music career. So you'd be surprised. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, I don't really deal with a lot of my family members because the support has never been there. I was raised by my aunt. I wasn't around my older brothers and sisters. And when I was around my older brothers, they were getting me caught up in all the wrong stuff. And that's my life, and that's been my life. But I just was like, it is what it is. Sometimes in life, you learn to you build families outside of your initial family. So I said, wow, yeah, facts. That's the real truth. They couldn't tell you one song. I don't know, maybe some of them listened to it. But they've never hit me and said, I love your new single, uncle, cousin, brother. Shoe Leather said, it's always family that causes some problems. Now, they'll call me when they saw me on MTV. They had opinions. Everybody had opinions about that. They want to call me, tell me what they think. I don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm a grown man. Why y'all worried about my life and what goes on in my life? My life is my life. You've never worried until now. Now you want to, because I'm on TV and what you worried about that shit for? April said, I bet your family members still expect you. Yes. Let me tell you something, April. I've had people call me to pay bills, phone bills, cable bills. I had one of my stepsisters. I got stepsisters and brothers on both sides, right? On my father's side, my father wanted me to get to know my sisters. Now, check this out. This is going to blow your mind now. So I said, they mad, Stone, you blessed, baby. Yeah, it's something, because the whole thing is strange. And I'm not trying to make myself into being like I'm a victim or something, oh, poor Stone. I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you the real. Shoe Leather said, because you're famous. You know what? I'm very humble, Shoe Leather, and I don't even look at myself like that. And that's how humble I am. Like, I don't even act better than my family. I don't talk like I'm better at all. But look, my father, before he passed, he said, I want you to get to know your sisters and brothers on my father's side. Marilee said, wow, that's crazy. Love on the Dance Floor is my jam. Thank you, Marilee. So one of my sisters on my father's side, only one. Now, I've been in Vegas since 1991. Y'all ready for this? I've been in Las Vegas since 1991. Ask me how many of my family members came to visit me. Ask me how many of my family members came to visit me in Vegas. I've been here since 91. Take a shot at it. Just take a risk at just guessing. Thank you, April. 0. 0. Now, on my dad's side, he wanted me to get to know my sisters and brothers. So when I first called my sisters and brothers, 0, CC. I know. Listen, I know. It's crazy. I said the same thing. I came here when I was really young. And I went through, and when I tell you I went through a lot of shit being in Vegas, I went through a lot. But I survived with no family. Couldn't call on nobody, help with no money, couldn't call on nobody. Gorilla, this is what I suggest you do, family. The jokes are not taken kindly here. We're not in here for no comedy. I'm thinking about having every Tuesday as Troll Tuesdays. You want to come in here and do comedy? You can bring your gorilla looking ass up in here on Tuesday and you can do your comedy, but don't come up in here in my live when we talking serious shit and you want to do monkey play. I'm not having that shit, family. So either you come in here with respect or get the fuck up out of my live, or I'll just block you. It's up to you. But we ain't playing up in here, bro. It's grown folks. Don't bring that young people shit up in here. We ain't having it. Okay. Sadai said, damn, I thought. Now, it was one, Sadai. It was my father's, my sister on my father's side. So when I called them, now check this out. When I called all of them to introduce myself, none of them called me back on my dad's side. None of them called me back. And I was like, damn, that's weird. I'm like, hey, I'm your brother. You know, our dad told me to call you, get to know you. None of them called me. That was 2 years. Disappeared. Yes, I have. Scorpio, you'd have missed a lot of it. But when they come up in here, I have to, because they be playing games and I don't have time for that. We ain't here for that. Scorpio, so you'd have missed a lot of it. Scorpio, listen, CC, tell Scorpio she's missed a lot of me going in on a lot of people. She's missed a lot of it. So for 2 years, none of them called me. And then maybe 2 years later, me and my dad started talking heavy about it. And he's like, here's a number, call this one. So I called one. And finally, one reached out to me. Boss lady, thank you, boss lady. Thank you, boss lady. That's so sweet. Boss lady always looks out for me. So no, wait a minute. I can't file on my Scorpio though, boss lady. You hanging with Scorpio because you did a donation last week. And I said, boss lady up there trying to kick it with Scorpio. But boss lady, I appreciate you too. You and Scorpio, you guys have actually been the highest donators. Yes, you have. So look, so she comes and visits me. And she cried. When she walks in the door, she cries. She said, you look like dad. She hugs me. She brought her husband. She brought her daughter and her daughter's husband. And they hugged me, you know. And she's, as I'm talking in my studio, she's looking at me. She's crying. I should have recorded that moment. That's what I should have done. Recorded that whole moment so I could post it on YouTube. When she comes back again, I'll do that. It's a great moment. Then my dad passes away. Now, but before he passes away, now check this out. Real story. Before my dad passes away, the other sister, this sister tells the other sisters about me. Like, hey, I met our brother, took pictures. I talked to him. You should talk to him. So I talked to one of them. And this is what she says to me. Thank you, April. I appreciate you. She says, can you pay my power bill? Now I'm texting her, right? I'm like, it's good to meet you, young sister. You know, my younger sister, it's good to meet you. Just sending love. I can't wait to get to know you better. She say, I just got one question to ask you. Can you pay my power bill? My power bill due tomorrow. I said, what? She said, yeah, can you pay my power bill? I said, I don't even know you. You haven't given me a chance to even get to know you. She asked me to pay her power bill, you guys. And that was it, the beginning of the end with her and I. That was it. I called my dad, told my dad about it, and he was in shock. I called my sister that came to visit me, told her she couldn't believe it. Now, let's go deeper. I don't know why families do what they do. I try not to get so caught up in it because I'm older now and I've let go certain situations so, you know, you can heal, you let it go. When you feel like you're a child that might have been neglected and nobody loved you, you have to let that go, because if you don't, it's going to follow you. The shoe leather said, what? Who does that? So they didn't like my mom because their mom didn't like my mom, because I'm their firstborn child. I'm my dad's firstborn. So this lady, their mom used to try to, according to my mom, used to try to do voodoo on my pictures. So my mom would never allow me to go visit my dad because of that reason. My mom was worried about that woman doing voodoo on me. She was serious on the voodoo. And so my mom, that's the reason I really didn't get to see my dad at a young age. Boss lady says she needs to invest in candles. Scorpio, thank you for the 50 donation. Thank you. Drinks for my mods. Okay. I owe my mods drinks, you guys. Scorpio just donated. I got to get y'all. April said families are a piece of work, especially when you're successful. Yes. So you got to remember, I'm getting it from both sides. So understand, I was raised by my aunt, and I didn't really get to spend time with my brothers and sisters. I was raised from a baby. My aunt and grandmother had me until my aunt sent me back to my mom in the projects at 15 and fucked my whole world up, because that's when my brothers was really out in the streets doing all that crazy stuff, right? Changed my whole world overnight. Sleeping on the couch, I mean, we can go deep. Roaches, you know, I mean, I wasn't used to that. I'm not saying I couldn't deal with it, but I had to deal with it. Sometimes water wouldn't be on. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm just showing y'all something, a dynamic, a life dynamic with young people. She said they possess certain emotion codes. So we're going to get back into my mom, but we're going to go into my dad first. Victory says Chi-Town, exactly. Victory said, I know what you mean. So we're going to get back into my mom. We're going to go back to my dad. So my dad passes away, y'all. Now, me and my sister had this cool relationship, the one on my father's side. We was cool. She came to visit me. First person ever come to Vegas to visit me was her, out of my family. And she was on my dad's side. Never knew her, got to know her. My dad passes. When my dad passes away, this shit went upside down, you guys. Victor say it's a difficult and different to deal with, not a place for you. Exactly. This is why I pour out any emotions I have, I pour it out in my music. So I said, my dad had 22 kids, Stoney. Oh my God, I lied to you not. And he made sure we all close. I lied to you not. Wow, that's crazy. That's beautiful. That's what my dad wanted. When he passed away, check this out. I was told if I come to the funeral, something was going to happen to me. Now you got to remember, I didn't know these folks. They said it wasn't my real dad. Dig your mom up, bring her to the funeral. They were saying crazy stuff to me. This is what was said to me. I'm just telling you the text I was getting. So my aunt was worried, and other people in my family on my mom's side was worried about me going to my father's funeral, because these are the things that were texted to me. That ain't your real dad. That ain't your dad. Now, remember, mind you, I'm the firstborn. I was the firstborn. But this is what was said to me. So these are the things that some young people are dealing with this now. So know that you're going to be all right, young folks. Know you're going to be okay. Your Uncle Stone went through it. You're going to be all right. For the young people coming across this channel. Marilyn said, that's exactly what I do. Exactly. Marilyn, I put all this into my music. Maybe that's why my music is so great to a lot of people, because I put all that into my music. Scorpio said, I got 4. I was make a young grandmom. Oh, you got 4? My eldest grandson. Oh, you got 4? That's beautiful. Vanna said they may be worried about benefits. You made 4 Scorpio. Are they all, what are they, boy? They mixture of girls and boys? I don't have any kids of my own. But, I mean, you know, maybe one day. Boss Lady said, I would not speak to them at all, Stone. Thank you, Boss Lady. Now, see, when I say that, some people say I'm mean. Some people say I'm mean, y'all. Some people, oh, you speak to your family, Stone. I say, why? Don't nobody speak to me. Don't nobody call me. Don't nobody I could have been passed away. They wouldn't have known. I could have been a John Doe buried somewhere. Boss lady said, I would not speak to them at all, Stone. Their hearts are dark. That's a terrible thing to say. It's the truth, boss lady. You said something deep. April said, I love your music. It's real. That's what helps me write, April. Great music. Honestly, I just poured 3 girls in one. Wow, that boy went through, didn't he, Scorpio? The girls protected him like crazy, did they not? Sadai, thank you for the $5 donation. Sadai said, when you believe in the Lord, all will be there. Yes, I will be fine. And I do. I was raised with, like I said, my mom was an evangelist. Sadai. But I just want to show you some of the things that can break people. And also, when I talked about manifestation earlier, about the lady who keep manifesting racist things into their life, I didn't want to manifest that continued element of feeling sorry for myself. I didn't want to be an older guy who's constantly feeling sorry for himself. But I had to notice what was going on. Like, man, they don't keep in touch with me. And then I had to ask myself, why was it like that? Then I had to remember, I was raised by my aunt. You guys know what happens when you separate kids from their brothers and sisters for a long period of time? It creates a lot of things. It can create jealousy. It can create them thinking that you're better than them. This is the stuff I went through at a young age. Yeah. So when I say that my family probably, I'm sure, because I've never had nobody, I think I only had one of my nieces who lives in DC say that her friends follow me on Spotify. She never said she did. She said, oh, my friends listen to your music. Yeah. Yeah. But, I've had to, through the years, I've had to learn how to heal myself from feeling like the same way I felt when I was young. Because I didn't just feel this as an adult. I felt this as a young kid. As a young kid, I felt like I wasn't necessarily wanted. So I poured my heart into music, y'all. Band, martial arts, band, Boy Scouts, martial arts. That's what my aunt put me in. That's why I hold my aunt in the highest regards. Because if it wasn't for her, she put me in band. She put me in martial arts. She put me in Boy Scouts. So I never really had a close relationship with my family like it could have been, because I was raised by my aunt. And she lived in a totally different place than my family. Marilee said, that's the key to healing yourself. Yeah, self-heal. You got to know how to self-heal. Because if you keep blaming people for what's going on with you that happened to you in your past, you'll never be able to heal. I was still dealing with this stuff up to 2 or 3 years ago, when I just really had to tell myself, let it go, man. It's over with. You're a grown man now. And people don't want to talk to you. The people just want to call you for their benefits, and they don't want to keep in touch with you. And it's no big deal. Just let it go. It's not that big of a deal. Boss lady said, your aunt saw that special something in you, Stone, and she was right. You're on your correct pathway. She had a special. And my aunt is still alive. True said, and let the past, and I did. And I did. Yeah. But, boss lady, I did cut a lot of them off. Shoe Leather said, Stone, did you feel like you didn't fit anywhere? Yes. Shoe Leather, you hit it on the money. Let me tell you something. Listen, as being raised by my aunt, now back then everybody thought my aunt acted like she was better than the whole family. This is what the story was. I remember hearing it when I was young, right? Because my aunt lived in a white neighborhood. Y'all know how black folks used to be, right? You have family members live in the white neighborhood, and you have the family members live in the ghetto, right? That's what the scenario was. My aunt lived in the white neighborhood. Marilee said, I did it during the pandemic. So when I would go to my mom's, my older brothers would call me white boy. They would say, what's up, white boy? You've been playing golf? I don't know why they would say that. This shit was weird. Excalibur Kane said, God used experiences in your life to form you into the person you, bro. Magical. Not even knowing that's what was happening. The molding. Me being molded. Not even knowing that's what was happening, Excalibur Kane. So my brothers would say, What's up, white boy? You been playing golf? When I was a kid, man, I was like 7 or 8. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what are they talking about, playing golf? And then sometimes, and that was at the time when I was real young, when my mom was still an alcoholic, before she gave her life to Christ 100% and went to biblical school and all that, right? And finished school and got all her degrees. My mom used to say, you think you better than your brothers and sisters coming here? Take them clothes off. I said this in one of my lives before. I say this only because the things that can harm a person mentally, and then they can live with that forever. And then if you don't self-heal, you can keep manifesting that kind of energy back into your life. That's what I dealt with, y'all. Never really had a relationship with my brothers. And then when my aunt finally sent me home indefinitely to live with my mom at 15, it was just all bad. It was all bad. I didn't want to be there. My room became a couch. I'm showing you because there's some young person possibly going to watch this live and go, wow, I'm going through that right now. I don't feel too bad. I just heard that OG online talking about this. My room became a couch. See, so for those of you that might see me be like, oh, Stone's living nice, he's got this and that, you don't understand what I went through. I went through a lot to be in the position I'm in. And my life wasn't paved with yellow brick roads, you guys. My room when I lived with my mom was a couch, and my bags were right there. And then sometimes, then what happened was me and my younger brother had to live in, it was like a little guest house in the back, right? CC said, for all that mentally draining past, you have spiritually matured into such a beautiful hearted person. Yeah, CC, it wasn't easy, CC. And, you know, it's a journey every day. But you are correct. My mom had a little guest house behind her, so that she wanted me and my brother to stay in that. Now, this wasn't like, this wasn't like a, you know, the Rockefellers guest house. This was just a basic little house in the back that used to be, I think it was converted from something to a guest house. It had a bathroom and a little bedroom, and there's bunk beds in there, and a little living room. Scorpio said, we are taught to see ourselves through a veil. Yes, Scorpio, amen. Come on now. Scorpio up in here preaching today, y'all. I love it. CC say it is a true journey. It is rare that we grow into beautiful people when yeah, it's rare. So dig this. So here's the psychology of young folks. So here I am, coming from a very beautiful neighborhood, nice, beautiful, nice houses, upper middle class, to now I'm in the ghetto. People getting pow, police all the time. I'm looking out the window. I'm watching bodies on the ground. The coroner's coming. This was for real. This is what I went through, right? It was shocking. My brother's giving me pows and handing them to me. And then sleeping on the couch with all of my clothes in a bag. No closet, no door to close, just it became my room until my mom moving me and my half brother in the back house, which had no warm water, running water, and sometimes didn't have running water at all. Rats. Me and my brother used to catch rats in 10 garbage cans. We used to put food in the garbage can. They jump off the oven into the garbage can, and he would put hot water in there to get rid of them. For real story. Latha Robinson, what's up, Latha? And I will say, I appreciate those experiences because I would have never had those had I not lived in the ghetto with my mom when my aunt sent me back to live with her after raising me all her life. But what she didn't understand, yeah, no permanent residency at all. I was living out of a bag. And I felt, to be completely honest, I felt thrown away. I felt thrown away because my aunt had raised me, and then she just kind of threw me back to my mom. I felt thrown away and used, you know, honestly, the real truth. If we want to be transparent about it. Yeah, man, I did. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I praise young people who are doing great. Like this next story we're going to talk about. This is why I praise young people who are doing great and excellent. Scorpio say, I always try to be Hineni, present, and available. You're awesome, Scorpio. For your kids, you're amazing, man. It was 13 of us, I think more than that, but some of my brothers and sisters passed away. CC say, wow, just sad like those kids in foster. Yes, I was a foster child. I was raised by my aunt. Inquisitive, what's up? One Shoe Leather said, I pray for continued success and keep you humble as you are now. You are a special person. May the Lord continue showing you favor. Thank you, One Shoe Leather. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, that was a tough situation to go through. There was days, listen, I would wash my clothes, underwear and pants, hang them. And you know the winters in Chicago. I'm thinking I'm going to wake up in the morning. It was a learning lesson. My clothes still weren't dry. Do you guys know that sometimes I would go to school with wet clothes on? I had no choice. And by the time 11 to 12 o'clock came around in school, my clothes would be smelling like mold. Merrily said, I lived out of bags so much growing up, I have to catch myself now and put things, Merrily. I know, isn't that crazy, Merrily? Like it's an imprint that can stay with us. I would go to school with wet clothes on a lot of times in the winter. I want y'all to know I would walk to school. The school was about a mile or two away. In the winter, 2-3 feet snow. Yeah, real story, not made up. I know. That's why I be having compassion when I see young folks that are doing so well. I always inspire them, and I'm positive to them. Like, keep doing good. You're doing good. I don't have to know them if I meet them and I ask them, what are you doing with your life? Oh, I'm going to college, or I just grabbed my GPA. I said, listen, I'm proud of you. I know you don't know me, but I'm proud of you. Sadai said, you didn't get sick. Sadai, no, I don't know. It's so weird. I never got sick for some reason. I don't know why I never got sick. It's funny you say that. I never remember being sick, even all the years I had to walk to school. Merrily, yeah. Ain't that crazy? And my stepdad wasn't always the nicest guy, so you couldn't go in the front house and use the dryer because he always had a complaint about something. My mom's, husband at that time. He complained about everything. It didn't matter. He just always had a complaint. So you couldn't really, knock on the door, be like, can I come in and dry mine? I just had to throw it on and that was it. But I will be honest with you. When it was time for me to go on my own in my younger age, and I came to Vegas and I was working for Warner Brothers and stuff, going back, I didn't want to live in LA, finishing school and working for Warner Brothers. I survived, y'all. Listen, I survived. Catching the bus in the hot sun in Las Vegas in the summer, going play. Y'all don't understand, I survived. Slept on people's floors, and people's renting their floor. I guess that prepared me for the future. I didn't realize it did. Staying with my mom. My aunt taught me discipline. My mom taught me love and respect. My aunt taught me that discipline, school, discipline, business, being on top, being consistent. And my mom taught me how to love. She was the loving one. My aunt wasn't really the hug, love you, I love you. She wasn't that kind of person. But she was like, get that schoolwork done, graduate, blah, 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 blah. Finish this, finish that. So combined with those two made me what I am. And I will say, even though I went through what I went through, if it were not for the both of them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I said, but you know that that put a battery in something? Yes, it did. Merrily said, I feel like God led me to your channel, bro, so I can see it wasn't just my family. Yeah, Merrily, listen. I'm just scraping the top of the crust with the stories. Cambodia Mystique says, Stone, you are a genuine, intelligent, awesome, loving, humble, successful man. Keep being you. You help so many people close and far. Many blessings and always much love. Thank you, Mystique. I appreciate that. That's why I'm a selfless person, y'all. I know what it's like to have something and then being taken away, have it being taken. I know what it's like. Scorpio said, my mother is an old witch, but I got her still. Is she? Scorpio, you so funny. Listen, my mom, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My mom was a superwoman. Listen, I wish I could bring her back and let all of you guys meet her. Even though she didn't raise me, that woman loved me like she raised me every day. Storm, you didn't write a book on your life. Yeah, I have a book coming so people can read it. I sure would buy it. Yes. Yeah, I have a book that's coming. I have two books. One about me in the music industry and one it's kind of like really one book, but it's like autobiography about my life in the music industry and and then a documentary with celebrities talking about me. Yeah, I've been working on that for a long time now, but I'm hoping to wrap it up between this year and next year. One shoe leather, yeah. So let's get back to my dad. My dad was a wonderful guy. Who is that? And I look like Andy Serkis, but black. Who's that? Golden Cube? Is that a joke or what? It's Andy Serkis. I've never heard of that name, but black. Is that a joke? Golden Cube? Because I don't know who that is. Does anybody know who he's talking about? Once you left, say, let me know when it's out. I sure will. Somebody look up Andy Serkis. Surkis. I don't know who that is. This Golden Cube says I look like that person, but black. Cece said I could write a book on my life, but it would be recognized as a horror story. Write it, Cece. It could make a great movie. I will write it anyway. So listen. So get back to my dad. So my dad passes away, right? And it's some things that happened when my dad passed away, right? It's some deep stuff, very deep. But when he passed away, that relationship I had with my half sister on my dad's side kind of dissipated a little bit, because when her brothers and sisters started coming at me crazy, I told her what they were saying, and I thought she was shocked at first, like, really, they said that? I said, yeah. I thought she was gonna put a stop to it, but she didn't really do anything about it. And then all of a sudden, I didn't hear from her anymore. Now, lately, her and I have been back in touch with each other. But during that period of time, I didn't hear from her anymore. What? Scorpio, what? You looked it up? What is he talking about? Scorpio said, I just spit my... Who is this person? Must be somebody don't look too good. Damaged Kisses said, you look nothing like... So was this person trying to be funny, Damaged Kisses? Scorpio says she just spit her drink up. My man, whoever you are that said that, you might want to change your glasses, Golden Cube. You might want to put on... I think your glasses might not be working well on you. You might want to change prescriptions or something. One of your eyes only working, the other one might be. Because you ain't seeing right, according to them. If Scorpio say she spit her drink up, and Damaged Kisses saying you look nothing like Andy Serkis, I think you might be trying to troll a little bit. And if you're trying to troll, you will get the big block on my channel. Simple as that. Dela Cap said, what's going on? What's going on, Dela Cap? He's from the Hobbit of, wow, he's trying to be funny. Listen, I don't know why y'all want to come out here and do comedy, but you're going to get blocked from my channel. Moderators, block Mr. Troll. Block GoldenEye. GoldenEye, you get the block today. You get the donkey of the day block today. I don't know what y'all trying to get me turned up, because once I go in on the trolls, I go in, but not today. So when my father passed, I was told not to come to his funeral. I was told, go dig your mom up. He ain't your dad. Get proof. All this crazy stuff, y'all. Scorpio say, trolls get back under. Scorpio, listen. Hey, CC, tell Scorpio how I usually go in on the trolls. Tell us, CC, how I usually go in. Mystique, tell Scorpio, you guys, CC and Mystique, how I usually go in on the trolls. I'm just giving people a break today, because I usually literally say some things that I don't want to say. So I was told not to come to my father's funeral. because something was going to happen to me. So I didn't even get to make it to my father's funeral, you guys. I didn't get to make it to my father's funeral, you guys. I didn't. I didn't get to go to his funeral. And that's what it was. My family on my mom's side didn't trust it. They didn't want me to go. Marilyn said, that's terrible. Scorpio said, Mr. Paxton, you always do it with style. Thank you, Scorpio. Listen, I ain't playing with them up here. That's why tomorrow I think I might start my Troll Tuesdays. I'm going to let the trolls come in tomorrow and just do what they do. I'm going to bring them on live, do comedy, whatever the trolls. It's Troll Tuesday tomorrow, you guys. We're going to start it tomorrow. We're going to let the trolls come in here and do what they do best. And that is troll. Let them say whatever they want to say. But they got to come up on that camera and they got to do comedy, whatever they're going to do. That's all we do. We ain't dealing with none of that weird stuff, though. Okay, you guys, listen. I have another incredible story. You remember how I always said that I really love to promote young people doing positive stuff, right? So, this 10-year-old young lady is going to blow your mind, you guys. This story is so incredible. This story is incredible. I love this story. 10-year-old, this young girl is going to be amazing. 10-year-old farmer makes history with full ride HBCU scholarship. Are these young folks not incredible these days, you guys? Are they not? And she's black. And she's black. She's African American. Let's read, you guys. And some much needed good news, 10-year-old Kendall Ray Johnson made history after receiving a full ride scholarship to HBCU, South Carolina State University for agriculture. According to 11 Alive News, Kendall Ray Johnson, received a full ride scholarship. It's traditionally reserved for athletes. The scholarship she received, you guys, tongue twister. The scholarship she received is traditionally reserved for athletes. Johnson caught the attention of South Carolina State University President Alexander Conyers after becoming the youngest certified farmer in the United States at age 6. Conyers told Johnson's family that if he's able to award scholarships to athletes, he should be able to do so for an AG scholar. Johnson's scholarships will cover her tuition fees, room, and board. Do you know how amazing it is? Do you know how proud I would be as a parent? Do you know how crazy and amazing this is? She says, I'm the first 10-year-old to get a full ride scholarship. Kendall Ray Johnson told 11 Live Johnson. The ultimate goal to have she said, my ultimate goal is to have a 100-acre farm. This is young, she already ready. The young lady is ready. She's already focused. She knows what she wants. She says to have a 100-acre farm with cattle, chickens, and various other farm animals. That's what Kendall Ray Johnson currently lives in South Carolina. That's what she said. Fulton, Georgia, with her parents. She's taken the lead on her family's farm. Wow. Helping her parents tend to the livestock and crops. It's living with the ceilings open, Johnson's mom, Ursula, said. We have no idea what we're going to, but we're just following. She said, we have no idea what we're going to, but we're just following. They're following their daughter. Agriculture is the #1 industry in Georgia. So Kendall Ray Johnson already has a strong handle on a skill set that will prove lucrative as she grows older. She just wanted to grow, Johnson's mom, Ursula, said. Once she found her love of growing, that blossomed into what you are today. So her mom said she just wanted to grow. She wanted to be a grower. Now it's blossomed into what she is today from 6 years old to now. As a USDA National Urban Agriculture Youth Ambassador, Johnson also, wow, she's a youth ambassador. This young girl, she's kicking butt. Also encourages children across the country to experience the joy of farming. She says, I want to tell them to keep growing, keep going, keep being amazing. You do you. She's speaking like she's in her 20s. She said, you do you, Kendall Ray said. She also encourages any young farmers to apply for USDA Youth Farming Scholarships, which is how she received her full ride scholarship to South Carolina. Listen, you guys, she's 10 and they have already prepared her scholarship. Is that not crazy? The topic of black farmers has been bizarrely controversial in the recent years. While there were nearly 1 million black farmers in the 1920s, a century later, the number has whittled down to only 508 black farmers. This appreciation came as a result of land theft, loan denials, and old-fashioned American racism. A program to cancel debt for black farmers was met with legal pushback from white farmers because they felt it was racist against them. Under the Biden administration, the USDA established a grant intended to address historical disparities faced by black farmers. Though the grant only came after the ONG hard-fought battle by black farmers to get the USDA to acknowledge their concerns, unfortunately, those gains have quickly been reversed under the Trump administration. Earlier this year, the USDA quickly walked back several programs intended to address those disparities and reverse a 35-year-old policy intended to help black farmers. Those reversals combined with the historical disparities have made black farmers particularly vulnerable to the impact of the Trump administration's tariffs. And what the tariffs have had on our agriculture. With that context, it's even more heartening to see Kendall Ray Johnson continue the proud legacy. Black farmers hopefully hear examples inspires more young black farmers to let their green thumbs shine. So hopefully this whole element of what this young lady stands for is going to inspire other young folks her age. I think this is magical. You guys. This is just amazing. All is not lost. Just know that. All is not lost, you guys. There are some young people that are still out here doing whatever and believing in whatever that's greater. One Shoe Leather said, that's a smart little girl. She means business. Yeah, she's talking about do you. She's like, do you. Don't be, y'all do you. I'm doing me. She's like, do you. She's talking about do you. Michelle Davis said, there are 2.7 billion people who are signed up to YouTube. If we liked each other's videos, we'd all have 2. Michelle, you're awesome. Michelle Davis, thank you for that. You are truly amazing for that. Thank you for that. Y'all see that? And with that said, hit those hearts, you guys. Keep that algorithm boosted up. Hit the heart, y'all. Michelle just broke something deep down with you. Michelle said, there are 2.7 billion people who are signed up to YouTube. That's deep what she said. And she's 100% correct. She said, if we liked each other's videos, we'd all have 2.7 billion subscribers. Michelle, I concur with you on that. That's super awesome that you said that. And thank you, Michelle. I'm going to follow you too. As a matter of fact, let me follow your channel right now, Michelle. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can follow your channel. I might have to wait till I get off of here because I'm not logged into this channel right here, Michelle. Wait a minute. Let me see. Am I logged in? Hold on. I got to see if I'm logged in so I can follow your channel. Oh, no, I'm not logged in. Okay, when I do log in, Michelle, I'm going to follow your channel, okay? I appreciate what you said, Michelle. That was deep. That was deep, Michelle. Comment below what you think about this young lady. Boss Lady said, you know what, Stone? You have an open heart. Man, you are so down to earth and level-headed, and that is why God has kept you for a reason. Such as this. You make me want to start. Oh, I'm sorry, Boss Lady. I didn't mean to make you cry. It's just that everybody thinks my life is so perfect. I used to reach out to this little cutie and do it. I might do that. CC, great idea. I think I might do that. Boss lady, I just want people to know that my life hasn't been all glitz and glamour. CC, I'm going to do that. My life has not been all glitz and glamour. And the only way to make people understand that is for me to tell, you know, my history of what I've been through growing up and trying to be in this business. And you got to understand, I struggled to stay in this business. I've been through a lot of stuff to even be in this business. So it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. But what do you guys think about this young lady? This young lady is 10 years old, you guys. Old Dirty Cosmo says, Stone is a hardworking man. I draw a lot of inspiration from this man. Man's an open book. Old Dirty Cosmos. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. What did G72 say? Somebody come up here and say something crazy again? Because if G72 says something crazy, just go ahead and block him. If you guys feel like it's crazy, block him. Scorpio said, Mr. Paxton, you have integrity and grace. No, I'm happy to have met you, Scorpio. We can't wait to meet you in person. Cece says she sounds amazing and has great parents. Facts. Jacqueline Whitaker, how you doing? This 10-year-old has changed her life when her parents got her into farming at 6. I wish that every young person in the world, especially black young people here in the U.S., can experience this young lady. And just to have this young lady talk to the younger kids. This is amazing. She knows what she wants. She's already been accepted in HBCU. You know how big of a deal that is? The girl hasn't even, she's, I don't know, what? She's not even in middle school. Well, yeah, I think, middle school coming up? She hasn't even made it to high school. She's already got a scholarship. Where does that happen at? They're ready. They're already waiting for her. They're ready. Tell me if that's not amazing. Hit the hearts, you guys. Hit those hearts, please. Tell me if that's not one of the most amazing stories that you've seen. CC said HBCU drumline contest was this past week. I've always wanted to go. Listen, I grew up in band, first chair drummer. Jacqueline said good for her. Yes, Jacqueline, it's amazing. First chair drummer, you guys. Right here, your boy right here. Yes. First chair drummer. Drummer boy, drummer boy. Yeah, and still a drummer boy. I ain't changed. It's still in me. Church, band. Those are the things that really changed my life. So I don't know, Jacqueline, if you saw the story earlier, I was talking about this young black lady who moved from New York to Russia also. Thank you for the hearts. So there's hearts there's a little emoji thing on the side of the screen, Jacqueline, and it allows you to leave hearts or 100 or smiley face. If you hit that, it'll be like TikTok. It'll give you hearts that'll come across the screen, like the ones you see coming across. So I said, I can tell Stoney you play the instrument. Yes. Yeah, I was a band geek, band nerd, and I'm still that. I still confess to be a nerd, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to inspire the young generation to keep focusing on music, band. Not just being a rapper, not just being a singer, being a composer. You know, create some pieces, be a composer, score for film, score for TV. You know, be an attorney, be a doctor, why not? Right? But you don't always have to be a rapper and you don't always have to be a singer. I just took whatever options that were given to me as a kid, but I still went to school. Hug prevention guy here to spray. So, okay, be right. Oh, okay, I thought you said hug prevention. I saw you said hug prevention guy here to spray the summer. Okay, CC, I'm sorry. I thought you said hug prevention. She's going. I guess the bug prevention guy is there. I was about to say. I thought it said hug prevention. I was like, why are they preventing hugs? hug prevention. Hey, you guys, listen. I love life. I love people, but I also love inspiring people. I love inspiring people. Because what is life without inspiration, right? If I can inspire you to do better and be better, then what is life? You see what I'm saying? What is life? If I can't share a story with you that I've been through that made my life better, young or old, then what is life? For some reason, I think you guys like when I'm just up against the wall, too. My hair looking crazy. What's going on, man? Listen, sometimes if I'm just with the microphone and all that, I think that's too much for you guys. But if I'm here like this, hair looking crazy here, y'all like that. When I get dialed up, we got the perfect lights and all that, y'all be like, that's too much, Stone. Keep it basic. I think y'all like when I do that. Because I'm noticing everybody likes it when I keep everything basic. I really believe you guys like when I keep stuff basic. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna do another story, man, because I'm all about promoting black women, right? I'm all about uplifting the black community and especially uplifting black women, right? 10 rising black women in comedy. I thought you guys would be interested in this. I know this is just something I'm adding on. 10 rising black women in comedy you should absolutely be watching. We got to keep laughing, you guys. When in adversity, we must keep smiling. That's the best medicine. That is the best healing process. So let's get into the story. Let's be honest. Black women have long been the heart of comedy, whether through storytelling, satire, or sheer presence. And now a new generation are stepping into the spotlight with fresh voices, distinct perspectives, and undeniable talent. The 10 rising comedians are not only making us laugh, they're shifting the culture with every punchline. From stand-up stages to screenwriting rooms, they're redefining what it means to be a comedic force. Here's who you need to know and why they're so important right now. Ladies and gents, let's get into it. Some beautiful comedians. Zanab Johnson, comedic voices effortlessly smooth and sharp, all at once a former math teacher turned into a stand-up star. She brings depth, elegance, and insight to her routines, whether on stage or acting in Prime Video's upload. Zanab's observational humor is both thought-provoking and deeply funny. Her name is Zanab Johnson. Zanab Johnson. She's a beautiful lady, too. All right, you're the sisters in comedy. She was raised in Harlem. Zanab made waves with her debut one-hour comedy special, High Jabs, off of Amazon Prime Video. She's a series regular on hit Amazon original upload, created by Greg Daniels and co-host Netflix 100 humans. According to her website, Zainab also showcased her talent as Dr. Hanil in the critically acclaimed web series Avant Gardens. Her late night stand-up debut came on NBC Late Night with Seth Meyers, and he's since had standout performances on HBO, Def Comedy, and NBC's Last Comic Standing. Her career skyrocketed with her appearance. What the hell is going on here? The internet. Computers. Okay, hold on. Computers. Her career skyrocketed. I'm sorry, we're going to back at that. Her career skyrocketed with her appearance at the Just for Laughs JFL Comedy Festival in Montreal, Canada, where she was first featured as a new face of comedy, followed by recognition as one of Variety's top 10 comics to watch. She later appeared in JFL's legendary Just for the Culture show. Zainab is a regular performer at the Los Angeles Iconic Comedy Club. If you live in LA, check her out at the Iconic Comedy Store. My buddy works there, the Improv and Laugh Factory, as well as New York's renowned Comedy Cellar. This is the year of the sisters. It's the year of the sisters, y'all. Here's another young lady. They're all beautiful. This comedian's name is Zoe. So it seems like I can spell Zoe. Zoe has turned awkwardness into an art from her bold, satirical interviews and pointed commentary on race, culture, and power. She's redefining what political comedy can look like. The Northwestern alumni first rose to fame as a creator and host of the viral 2017 YouTube series, Baited with Zoe, where she fearlessly and humorously challenges her guests on complex racial topics, according to Forbes. Since then, Zoe has built an impressive career co-hosting Hysteria, the popular podcast from Crooked Media, and contributing as a writer for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, DeSeuss and Merrill, and The New Yorker, to name a few. Today, she's a creator and star of her own Showtime series, aptly titled Zoe, which we hope has more seasons in the works. Her Showtime series was both uncomfortable and hilarious, exactly the kind of smart, disruptive work that comedy needs. Zoe's hit series, which ran from 2021 to 2022, featured interviews with stars like comic Hannibal Buress, SNL's Bowen Yang, and American lawyer Ebony K. Yo, sisters is kicking butt, y'all. How y'all feel? How y'all feel, man? I'm gonna call this from here on out the year of the sisters, because we've never had these many black female comedians. Number three comedian. Her name is Ayo Eddie Barry. Ayo Eddie Barry. And she's beautiful too. It's weird because a lot of these ladies kind of look similar. It's really weird. They all have beautiful long hair. The smiles are similar. The noses are similar. It's like they're all sisters. It's kind of crazy. Ayo Edeberry's rise in comedy has been nothing short of amazing and entirely deserved. While her standout role on The Bear has earned her widespread critical acclaim, her roots in stand-up comedy writing shows just how multifaceted and international her career has become. Maybe we're in the wrong profession, you guys. Maybe we need to be doing comedy. What do you guys think? Should we become comedians, all of us on there? Why don't we try comedy, you guys? That's why we're going to do the Tuesday, the troll comedy thing. We're going to let the trolls come on and they want to be comedians. We're going to let them come on tomorrow, I'm thinking. We're going to let them come on tomorrow and do this. In 2019, Ayo made waves with a viral joke on Comedy Central's Up Next, where her witty take on dating white DJs quickly introduced her to millions. According to Forbes, before her breakout, Ayo honed her craft as a writer for The Rundown with Robin Thede in NBC's Sunnyside, where she wrote comedy bits for the series. Sorry, the internet does weird things. Excuse me. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay, This is definitely the year of African American comedians. She wrote comedy bits for the series. Her hard work paid off when the Boston native won an Emmy. Wow, she won an Emmy in 2023 for her performance in The Bear and joined the cast of Netflix Big Mouth for its fourth season. She also launched a podcast called Iconography with Olivia Craighead, where they dive into the personal celebrity icons of their guests. With a soft delivery and razor sharp wit, Ayo's comedy is nuanced, intelligent, and always full of unexpected twists. Listen, have we ever seen these many black female comedians all at once? This is kind of like R&B. Like you look at the R&B charts and R&B music, and there's so many female. It's actually oversaturated. That's my opinion. R&B is over, especially with female artists. R&B to me is oversaturated with female artists. But I've never seen these many comedians, black comedians at once. This is crazy. And when I say they all look similar, I wish I could show you the pictures. Maybe I'll start doing my StreamYard where I could pull up and show you pictures. But when I tell you they look alike, like they really look alike. They really all look alike. This is crazy. It's like one extended picture. Number 4, Ego Nwudum. Ego Nwudum. Nudum, I guess. Ego Nudum. I don't know if that's a made-up name or that's real. She's dressed sharp, too. As one of the standout cast members of SNL, Ego brings a grounded brilliance, I've seen her, to every character she plays. Her comedic instincts are impeccable, and her ability to balance absurdity with authenticity makes her one of the most compelling performers on television today. She's been a cast member on the hit comedy show since 2018. That's where I've seen her. Nicole. Okay. They don't say too much about her. Number 5, Nicole Byer. Okay, Nicole. Nicole Byer is a whirlwind of energy. Man, we got some pretty good black comedians. This is crazy. She's a whirlwind of energy and honesty, known for 2018 Netflix hit Nailed It and her candid, hilarious podcast, Why Won't You Date Me? Nicole's comedy is as bold as it's refreshing. She speaks truth with no filter and plenty of flair, and she's unapologetically herself in every space she enters. Wow. You can catch Byer cracking hilarious jokes with her upbeat personality on shows like MTV's Girl Code, 90 Day Bae, and The Good Place. Her 2021 comedy special, Nicole Byer, BBW, was also a hoot. Y'all doing it, sisters. Michelle B2. That's French. B2. Light complexion sister. Look like one of my family. Look like my mom's people. Michelle B2 feels like the friend you call when life goes messy and you need a laugh to make. You need a laugh to make it through. Her 2020 Netflix special, Welcome to Beatopia, showcases her gift for storytelling and warm, unfiltered humor. She's a mom and a writer and a powerhouse performer with a range and charm in equal measures. She's number 6. B2 is now a star creator of Netflix Survival of the Thickest, which was renewed for a 3rd season. Congratulations to her. Her show got renewed for a 3rd season. Number 7, Marie Paxton. Once again, a lot of these ladies look alike. Actually, she kind of looks like a female version of, like she could be Tommy Davis's sister, like no joke. Like the facial features, she looks like she could be related to Tommy Davidson. Maria Paxton blends wit and edge with cool, effortless confidence in a mainstream in New York. And she's a mainstream in New York comedy scene. She's a co-host of the Unofficial Experts podcast and a frequent presence at the top of festival. Marie's comedy is a chic and candid, and it's always on point. They're running through them quick. Number 8, Jessica Williams. Now, I've seen Jessica, and she looks like she could be a singer. I'm sure most of these sisters probably can sing a little bit. Jessica Williams rose to prominence on The Daily Show and Two Dope Queens, where her brilliance and charisma captivated audiences, whether she's behind the mic or in front of the camera, or she brings depth, intelligence, and praise. and poised to every role, and she's only just begun. She's number 8. Number 9. I've seen this lady too. Excuse me. Lo siento. Janelle James. Or Janelle James. Or Janelle James. I've seen her. As principals Ava on Abbott Elementary, Janelle James has become a household name and a fan favorite. Her bold, irreverent humor is balanced by smart, sharp writing. She doesn't just tell jokes. She commands the room with an unapologetic flair. Check out the hilarious stand-up bit she did in 2018 for the Just for Laughs Festival, because this one is sure to make you double over in laughter. And number 10 and final. This name is she sounds like she has an African name. Sashir Zamata. I think I've seen her on a comedy special. Shasir Jamada. Number 10. Shasir Zamata brings a distinct voice and thoughtful edge to her comedy. She's also an SNL alumni and standout actress. She's known for her observational humor and commitment to telling stories that matter. Whether she's doing stand-up or acting, Sashir is always compelling and coolly confident. The comic recently starred in 2024's Agatha All Along and is a host of the Best Friends podcast. A lot of these ladies are doing podcasts with Nicole Byer, where the comics and real-life friends talk about everything from pop culture to dating and gel manicures. The show has been running since 2019 on the Head Gum Podcast Network. You guys give a hand to all of those ladies, accomplished comedians. Give your hand. Who knows? They might come across this video. You guys give a warm congratulations to all of those ladies, because everything they've accomplished is not easy. It's not easy being a comedian, number one, and it's not easy being a female comedian in a business that's dominated and has been dominated by males. So you got to give it to these ladies. They're doing their thing, you guys, and they've been doing a great job. So make sure you give them a congratulations for all those lady comedians. I'm proud of them. And it's just good to see black women doing good, man. Like, it's just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Cece said, I'm having deja vu. Are you serious, Cece? What's going to happen next, Cece? Cece, what's going to happen next? Listen, it's good to see these ladies doing so well. It warms my heart, and I say this again. Bluebell what, ice cream? One Shoe Leather said, Chef Vanna, Bluebell ice cream? One Shoe Leather says, don't I have a question? Sure, what's the question, One Shoe Leather? I'm proud of these ladies. I think we need more people talking about the accomplishments of black women. I said it once. Old Dirty said, I can't lie. It's not easy to captivate people through comedy. Comedy is probably my least viewed genre, but it's always nice to have, yeah, I couldn't be a comedian. One Shoe Leather say, why is it that some singers are underrated? One Shoe Leather, it really has to do with the money that's behind that artist. How much promotional dollars are behind them. Mine's Richard Pryor's too, Old Dirty Cosmo. The money that's behind them, One Shoe Leather, who's promoting it, what label. And then some artists just, you know, it's like, sometimes we can be underrated because we don't want to, oh, you say Lunel. Oh, yeah, but these are all new comedians, Chef Vanna. These are all the top 10 new comedians. Lunel is a veteran. She's been in the game a long time. Oh, Dirty Cosmo say those edgy comedians. Now, Lunel's hilarious. You know we love Lunel here. That's my friend. That is my friend. I love Lunel. She is awesome. She's amazing. And we love all the black female comedians. I'm just proud of all the new up-and-coming ones as well. It's not easy for women. I need to try to get Lunel on here and interview her too. She be so busy, you know. I have to see if I can get her, if I can interview her. She don't give me a hard time to interview her. You know, I got to catch Lunel when she ain't busy, man. I'm going to have to hit a text her today. I want to interview you, Lunel. Will Downing is amazing, definitely underrated. You got a lot of people that's jealous of Will Downing between me and you. Um, I know his wife, she's incredible. He's incredible. He's underrated. It's just, he's always had a lot of, in this music industry, I want you to know, One Shoe Leather, it, it, it be some haters in this industry. And they try to stop other artists from getting ahead. Oh yeah, his tones are crazy. Audrey and Will, Marilee Moss said. Yeah, let me tell you, in the music industry, do believe this. There is a lot of jealousy amongst singers. Yeah, she's back in Vegas. Jeff Banner, I know. I gotta try to, she's here. Yeah, she performs, I think, tonight and tomorrow. I gotta ask her when I think I can get her on the show. Oh, Phil Perry is, let me tell you something. Once again, prime example of what I'm saying. It's just it's a lot of hater artists in this business. There's some artists that are very successful that don't want other artists to be as successful, so they'll do whatever they can to stop them. I mean, it's been known in history. It's happened over and over again in this business. They will literally do certain things to stop that artist from getting ahead, like telling promoters if they perform on the same stage with them, they're not going to perform. Or if they play them on radio, listen, I could tell you some stories. Because those are both great underrated artists, way underrated. But don't get it twisted. They are always touring. Old Dirty Cosmos says people that break records tend to not want others to, exactly. That's exactly. They don't want to share the spotlight, which is kind of, by the way, you only get this with a lot of African-American artists doing this to each other. I mean, R. Kelly did it to Joe. R. Kelly would say, it's been known. Now, people in the industry say that, there was calls made where, allegedly R. Kelly was trying to stop Joe from certain moves in his career from happening. I know from my experience, with me, I could tell you some stories with me. And, Marilee Moss say, people say I sound like Will. Okay. Yeah, you got to. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, send it to my inbox. You sound like Will, man. Will is super, super, super dope. And see, and that's why you got to just work hard as an artist who gets stepped on. You just got to work even harder to shine. Brian Culberson, who plays the piano, he is off the chart. Yeah, Brian Brian's incredible. He did him and Marvin King. Marvin King did a song with Brian. Yeah, Marvin King that I produced. A lot of her records, her and Brian did some records together. She was featured on one of his projects. When you're great at what you do, people get scared. And in this business, they get scared. They want to try to do what they can to stop you. I'm going to share a story with you guys. My Frequency song. Now, I don't know what this was about. I can't tell you if I don't think it had to do with jealousy. But how many of you have heard that Life's Frequency song? Comment in the bottom. How many people has heard my Life's Frequency song? And would you say that's a positive song? I'm waiting. How many people have heard that song, My Life's Frequency, and how many people would say that that's a positive song? Marianne Meadows, great artist. You've heard it, Boss Lady. Wait till, okay, how many other people have heard My Life's Frequency? Oh, Dirty said, I say it's positive, right? How many other people heard that song? I'm going to get a few more in here before it has good energy. Scorpio said number one. Boss Lady said fabulous. So listen, so a magazine, I'm not going to say what magazine this was. They got the song, they were going to do a write-up about it. But they sent me an email, and this is exactly what they said. As of now, they're not going to interview me. They're not going to write up the song. They're not going to do a review or an article of my song, of that particular song, right? And so I said, well, why? They said, They just said due to various, I don't know what the reasons were. They never gave me. Olin Jr. said, absolutely very uplifting. Shazamay said yes in the UK. Shazamay heard me on radio in the UK. On what radio station was that? Solar Radio. Shazamay messaged me on my comments, say, Stone, I just heard your song on the radio in the UK. So the magazine emailed me back and said they're not going to write a review about that song. So I asked them, I said, why? I said, that's a positive song. Can you just tell me why? They said, but any other songs you have, we don't have feel free to, any other songs in the future. But that one, we're not going to write an article about. And I said, well, can you at least tell me why? Now, this particular person that was writing an article usually is not a person that writes an article about me. It's usually other writers. When I asked them why, they never gave me an answer. I said, can you at least tell me why? Like, what was it about this? I said, it's a positive song. Why are you not writing up? How come you're not writing up an article about that? They wouldn't even tell me why. I think whoever that person is, whoever the lady is that was supposed to write it up, because I was assigned a writer that was going to write it up. Because the owner of this magazine, of this company, it's a huge company, said, oh, this is a writer you're assigned to. Now, this writer, I've never been assigned to this person writing an article up about me. Usually it's a different writer. Damaged Kisses said they could have at least been honest. They wouldn't even tell me why. So I had to go back and listen to the song. I said, what did I say wrong? Did I talk about crystals? Did I talk about frequency? What was it that bothered them? Did they think I was trying to replace God by saying crystals? And I didn't know what it was. I was like, I wonder why. I don't even think they listened. I don't even think she listened to it because I never got a response. Because think about it. If you had listened to the song, you would respond and say, well, I just, and I would have said, no, this is what the song means. I never even got it. I never even got a response. I think I at least was owed a response. If you're going to say you're not going to write up an article on the song, why not tell me why you didn't? I mean, you could tell me you're not going to. So how come you don't tell me why you're not going to? That's the only thing I was asking. I said, what is it about the song that you don't like? What is it? What am I saying wrong in the song? They never even responded back with nothing. They didn't say anything. So in this business, I've had radio stations right here in Vegas not play my records because of their own personal reasons. Men, right here in Las Vegas, men. Never had an issue with them. But that's what happens in this business. It happens. It's just part of it. Damage Kiss said maybe she thought you were pushing an agenda, but that's irrelevant because agendas are pushed every day. Yes, and her job was to write about how great the song was or wasn't. Right? Damage Kisses, so it was just weird. And the fact that she couldn't tell me didn't make no sense. Linquisitor said people don't want to see you get ahead and it takes only one. Exactly. One shoe letter because they couldn't come up with a good... Exactly. Which made it bullshit. Van Ann said they need money. No, they didn't ask for any money. This company constantly writes articles up about me just in general. They've never asked for money. They always write great articles up about me. Boss Lady said, especially when your fans love the song, they had no reason. They were just hating for exactly, Boss Lady. It make no sense. So I'm still shooting the video. Marilyn said most critics can't do what you do and be. There you go. There you go. Boss Lady says she gatekeeping. Well, here's the weird part. She wasn't even the owner of the company. Scorpio Light say, I love men, but really couldn't eat a whole one. Scorpio up in here. Scorpio got me cracking. That was a funny one, Scorpio. I love men, but really couldn't eat a whole. But listen, the owner was CC'd in the message. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the owner up probably today, because this has been about a month ago, like around the time I released the single. I'm gonna hit the owner up and ask him how come that person never responded, because the owner was CC'd in there, and I guess the owner was sitting back like, you owe him an answer. I don't know. I don't think so, because the owner is always pretty straight with me. And they literally have written up all of my songs every time they come out. So I'm going to hit up the owner and I'm going to say, hey, you were in that email that I emailed with my song, the writer that you assigned to write, they never responded. I'm just wondering, what was your thoughts of the song? I want to see what his thoughts were. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to ask him what his thoughts were. And then I probably could get a better understanding. Have a good day, Lisa. Listen. Okay, you guys. Anyway, I got to go too. That's all I have today. I love you guys, man. Shazza May says she did not want to promote positivity. She did not feel the free. Exactly. Boss Lady said you're owed an answer, and I'm going to get one. Thank you, Boss Lady. Listen, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Peace and love, Stone Paxton. I love you guys. I love you guys. Be safe. Be positive. Share this live. Share all the lives, y'all. Subscribe. Become members. Just show the love. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. I'll catch you probably maybe tonight, but for sure tomorrow, all right? See y'all. Bye, Scorpio. Old Dirty. Damaged Kisses. Listen, all my peeps up in here, CC, moderators, Corey Banks. What's up, family? Thank you. Hit them likes, hit them thumbs up when y'all coming in. I'm out. For all the ones I missed, peace and love. Sadai, anybody I missed, peace and love to all you guys. All right, catch you later on tonight and for sure tomorrow. And I'm out.